Hi, everyone, and welcome to this licensing update. Taped on October 2nd and not live because I'm traveling currently. Tried to tape this yesterday on October 1st, but unfortunately I was in a train all day, so I wasn't able to do this. I do want to go through the updates with you. There are quite some things happening. For some, this might be big updates, huge opportunities. For others, it might not be that interesting, but let's just dive right in. As you can see, there's a couple of updates from October 1st. There's an update I want to discuss from September 15th. I'll end with that one because it's a big change to the Microsoft Data and Processing Agreement. So let's dive right in. Operator Connect. So Microsoft has released a new feature for audio conferencing called Operator Connect. These features are present in the service, and it's also added a clause to the product terms. So they write around processing and controlling personal data in connection with Operator Connect, and you agree to and must notify end users for the following. It enables teams and users to communicate with others through telephony networks via Microsoft Teams. When it's enabled by the organization, you share your information with your organization's communications services carrier, your operator, to ensure proper functioning. Information that Microsoft shares with your operator when you use this connector includes user phone numbers, call details, and user location information for emergency calling. You'll be able to, operators will be able to export and download the listed information. It will be handled by your operator in accordance with your operator's privacy practices. So this is basically saying that when you use Operator Connect, so you use a third party to operate your Teams voice functionality environment, that they will get access to these details from Microsoft, and they will be able to handle it according to their terms of service. So if you are interested in this, be sure that you check out these changes. Then on to Microsoft 365. There's some additions here, as you can see. They added FIFA Insights and privacy management for risk and subject rights requests to the product terms. If you scroll down, you will see in the license requirements prerequisites table what you need for these in order to be able to license them. So for privacy management, you need either one of these Microsoft 365 licenses. I've not heard yet of Microsoft 365 E1, but apparently that's something that Microsoft has now as well. Might need to read Office 365 E1, I don't know yet. For Microsoft FIFA Insights, you need one of the following. No Microsoft 365 E1 listed here, just F1, F3, E3, A3, E5, and A5. And the same for the Office 365 functionality. So Microsoft FIFA Insights builds on top of Exchange Online and Office 365 functionality. So here they have an extra clause added. Any unused FIFA Insights license or FIFA Insights capacity license credits expire monthly on the anniversary date of the subscription. So within the subscription for FIFA Insights, you will get some credits. Any unused credits will expire, and the new month starts with your new credits. Privacy management. All data subject requests acquired under the privacy management license expire 12 months from date of purchase. Those were the only changes here. So if we continue on to Microsoft Azure, I don't think I've opened the tab here. I did because it was a blog article as well on the licensing news webpage. They have changed everything from the different Azure licensing models to one page. So you used to have Azure user plans, support plans, infrastructure plans as separate pages, and they now created it into one giant page. So this is what it looks like now. If you have a look at what this looked like last month, let's try and see if it wants to play. Then you see that you had these 4 categories. So usually when you were looking for something along the lines of Microsoft Azure, you had user plans like Azure Active Directory, you had the infrastructure plans, the Azure services. Those are the consumption services, and you had Azure support plans. But what they did in the new update was put all the different language under the different tabs together in one giant page. So you get this overview now, what's all included here. And then you have all the specific terms and conditions associated to all the Azure different types of licensing plans. Now, for Office applications, they updated the terms to support the launch of Office LTSC 2021. If you look here, then you see that they indeed updated the product terms with the new version. They removed the 2019 references and updated everything to 2021. They called it LTSC now, so that's the long-term services branch, meaning that this is an old school installation of Office Pro Plus or Project or Visio. And for the cloud version, obviously you have Microsoft 365 applications for enterprise. Not any other changes here, so just changing the version. So privacy and security terms, they corrected the Microsoft Azure core services list. Not that exciting, so no other points of interest for me there. If you look at the professional services, I think this is the last one. Again, a lot of changes. So I think it was last month or 2 months ago that I already discussed changes that Microsoft was making here. They again made a lot of changes here. Microsoft Premier Support offerings has been removed in its entirety. And Microsoft Support Services are a set of comprehensive support services, Microsoft Unified or Premier Support, including enhanced services and solutions, now are available for purchase through Microsoft Volume Licensing. So they describe now Microsoft Unified Support and Microsoft Premier Support separately. Microsoft Unified Support is the motion that Microsoft wants you to sign up for. It's tied to the spend in your EA. So it's a bit different than what you might be used to if you're still signing up to Premier Support, but it's the Microsoft Services hero offering, so to say. So Unified Support Services are sold in packages and described in the applicable services description document. Unified, Advanced, and Performance Support Services are delivered as described in the Support and Consulting Services description. And Unified Enterprise Support Services are delivered and described in the Unified Enterprise Support Services description, or USSD. The table below reflects the available Unified Support packages. And then what you can see is the different types of services that they offer within Unified Support and the type of plan that this is included in. So if you have the base plan or the advanced base or the performance base or the enterprise base, then you have different options included or different needs included. So named support contacts, you can have up to 350, and in the others, you can have that as needed. For Premier Support, it looks a bit slim. It's the old way of selling Microsoft services. They're sold in packages as described in the Enterprise Services description of service. And what you see here is that what you can have included in your Premier Support offering. Then they added enhanced services and solutions for Premier and Unified Support. And they made some changes to Microsoft Support Services business rules. So have a look through this. It might be of interest to a lot of organizations, what is listed here, because many customers of Microsoft do sign up to either Premier Support still or have already moved to Unified Support. This is of effect on those contracts that you have. So have a look, see what's what, and use it to your benefit. Finally, they removed the Powerapps promotion and the new pricing for Power Apps has gone into effect as of this month or last month already, I believe. It's become way cheaper than it used to be, and because of that, there is no need for this promotion anymore. The pricing for Power Apps might now be actually competitive in the market, opposed to Mendix or other players in this space, like OutSystems or something. And as such, probably Microsoft is gonna again still push heavily on Power Apps, but now not be as easy with the discounts, because the pricing for the Power Apps per user plan, for instance, has already been cut in half. But that remains to be seen. So that's the October updates for the product terms. Before we go into the September update, I'd like to go through one last thing here. That is from the Microsoft licensing blog. It's about buying seat-based offers. A lot of talk and buzz has been going on around this already. We've talked about it in our CSP session already. Within the MCA platform, they're going to include all the seat-based offers. And what are seat-based offers? Well, it's what you are already using potentially. Anything relating to user-assigned subscriptions for Microsoft 365, Windows 365, Dynamics 365, and Power Platform. So anything that you assign to a named user, they're going to include these offerings into the Microsoft customer agreement, similar to what's already available in CSP, but then it's going to be a direct motion from Microsoft. So Microsoft is going to push these in the MCA directly to their end customers themselves, without any partner servicing as an intermediary there. We're going to start with Windows 365. That's quite easy to do, obviously, because Windows 365 is a new offering that they're going to come out with, so they can immediately plot that onto the new MCA. But all the others, Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and Power Platform, will soon follow. So how to subscribe to these? Enterprise and large corporate customers can purchase Windows 365 monthly subscriptions through the enterprise motion with help from your Microsoft account team where available. Windows 365 is a license month to month with no long-term commitment required, and you can cancel in any month with no further payment obligation. However, there are prerequisite subscriptions to use this service of Windows 365, and you should purchase those through the enterprise agreement if those are not already available yet in the MCA. Either other solutions are through CSP or through other Microsoft licensing models. Later this year, they're going to release an update around Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and the Power Platform on how to purchase these through the enterprise purchasing motion in the MCA. Small corporate and breadth customers, so this is what Microsoft has envisioned as under 2,400 users, generally purchased through the breadth motion from a partner in the CSP space. Partner can provide unique services and solution offerings to help you with the digital transformation. So there's a bit of marketing talk explaining why they can't potentially use the new seat-based offers in the newcomers experience. But a lot of things should be cleared up by Microsoft in the coming months when they are going to release all the other seat-based offers in the newcomers experience. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll see what's going on there, what's going to happen soon. Should be a hectic ride towards the future. So if I move to a different screen quickly, I want to talk about the DPA that I was referencing at the start, because I've actually done a red line between the old and the new one. And what Microsoft describes is that they moved the Microsoft Online from the Microsoft Online data protection services data protection addendum to a products and services data protection addendum. So they're now including their software in this DPA as well. Probably to do with the fact that Windows 365 is focused heavily on Microsoft Windows, but it's also a cloud service. So they're more and more intertwining their software and their services as you can see, a lot of changes have been ongoing. So everything that was referencing online is now products and services. So online services data is now products and services data. So they removed the online, moved it to products and services. So online services is probably captured within the term services. Here, for instance, when customer renews or purchases a new subscription to an online service is now a product or enters into a work order for a professional service, and then the then current DPA terms will apply and not change during customer subscription for that online service. There's also some larger changes here. So they removed a clause here, but they also had to include the definitions for products and services, and professional services. So product and services means products and professional services. Product and professional service availability may vary by region, and applicability of this DPA to specific products and professional services is subject to the limitations in the scope in this DPA. I think that this red line makes sense to do for everyone that is I heavily invested in the Microsoft DPA, because there are some massive changes ongoing here. Still a lot of mention about professional services, a lot of mention around products and services. So you can scroll through this. I might make this available online as well. If I forget to do that, do keep me sharp and drop me a note, either on LinkedIn or through email, asking for this red line copy so that you can go through it. The biggest thing that I saw in the end is that where they didn't make any changes was towards the standard contractual clauses that remain largely unchanged. And they've taken out some terms, but especially around the GDPR, no changes have been made. So that's good news for everyone that is worried about the EU General Data Protection Regulation terms, and Microsoft having the option to change that on their end. So that was it for this time around. Do keep following us. We enjoy all the feedback that we're getting. On the 20th October, I will be back. I'll be doing a session around mergers and acquisitions in your enterprise agreement. That's a topic that we've been asked about a lot lately. And we've been dealing with some companies that were either acquired by a larger firm or had acquired smaller affiliates that they wanted to include into their organization. A lot of things come in onto your path when you're dealing with these types of things. Also on the Microsoft front, and we've been dealing with quite a lot of these things. So do stay tuned for that one. It's going to be a good session, I believe, some information that you might not easily find. And I do hope for a lively discussion there, because I always value that a great deal. Thank you so much for following this broadcast, and I hope to talk soon. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.